yesterday or the day before actually. But guys, I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be really funny if when we broke with Israel, it would be under the Trump admin. It'd be really
Who
funny.
started this war as the closest of partners, looking to appear in lockstep about every aspect of their military assault on Iran. Now, as Trump seeks to pull himself out of this war, he and Netanyahu are set on a collision course, with
Stop.
Israel very much opposing an end to the fighting and very much opposed to the deal at stake. Israel is
Oh yeah, dude. Israel loves war with Iran. Israel wants war with Iran more than I want a chocolate chip cookie in my mouth right now.
very frustrated with the terms of the deal. They don't believe that it goes far enough to address Israel's core concerns about Iran's nuclear program, its ballistic missile capabilities.
They don't care about ballistic missiles. They only care about a nuclear weapon because they have been threatening to nuke Iran for decades, and they don't want that threat returned.
And its support for proxies in the region. And in private, they're not shy to say that. In public, they haven't really made that kind of sharp commentary, likely for fear of angering Trump. The other
They know the second they piss Trump off, dude, they're cooked.
thing that we're hearing is that Israeli officials expect this 60-day interim negotiating period to last even longer than 60 days, as much as 90 days.
Holy shit. Yeah, but yeah, so I mean the deal went through. The deal went through. The Strait of Hormuz is open. Which I was kind of shocked about.
And that would mean that Israel's military actions against Iran would be constrained, and likely its operations in Lebanon as well. What Netanyahu wants is the ability to deliver on things that he and Trump were not able to execute during 40 days of armed conflict against Iran. He wants the government to fall, or at least create the conditions for its collapse. That has not happened. In fact,
it won't even get close to that.
The government in Iran has appeared to grow stronger with control over the Strait of Hormuz. He wants the nuclear program to be brought to a halt and wants the country's highly enriched uranium to be taken out of the country. He wants
it's so he can have it's so he can threaten Iran without any sort of like pushback.
Wants its ballistic missile program, through which Iran has launched ballistic missiles at Israel throughout the war, to be ended, and he wants Iran to stop its support for proxies across the region, and chiefly Hezbollah in Lebanon, but also the Houthi group in Yemen. So from Netanyahu's perspective, none of those things have been achieved. And for him, that's frustrating, one, because it halts the military operation before he can achieve those goals, but it also makes it really hard for him to sell the campaign to the Israeli public as a success.
Yeah, no. I was going to pull this one up right anyways, so I'm kind of glad that this was like right after.
As an Iranian official said Sunday that they've agreed on a framework to end months of war, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and lift the U.S. blockade on Iran. The preliminary pact has sent oil prices falling, but leaves the fate of Iran's nuclear program.
I wonder, what are oil prices, crude oil prices right now? Because that won't be reflected for a while. $75, that's not bad. Wow, they dropped from 77 to 74. They were $80 like less than a week ago. Got 104 in May.
Program to further negotiations. In a social media post, President Donald Trump declared the deal complete and told the ships of the world to start your engines, let the oil flow. Trump also wrote that the strait would reopen upon the signing of the deal on Friday. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who helped mediate, said the agreement includes an immediate halt to military operations. The agreement between the countries is scheduled to be officially signed on Friday in Switzerland.
If it gets signed. I think it will get signed at this point. It's kind of, if they're both agreeing on it and Israel's pushing back, but they're too afraid to say it publicly out of fear of Trump pushing, like, smacking them, backhanding them a little bit. I think it's going to get signed pretty definitively at this point. It's probably going to get signed. I don't know how well it's going to be followed by Israel, but I think it's going to be signed.
Iran's Supreme National Security Council said war and military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon, would end permanently starting on Monday night. There was no immediate reaction from Israel, which has said it was not party to the U.S.-Iran talk.
Trump's like, nah, fuck you, bitch. You ain't invited. You are not invited to this goddamn negotiation.
Lebanon has been a major hurdle in the talks, with Israel and Hezbollah continuing to trade attacks despite repeated calls to de-escalate. Oil prices dropped more than 4% on early Asian trade, while Asian stocks
Whoa, 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 whoa. AAA gas prices. What's it at? $4 national average? Damn, that's not bad. A month ago it was $4.50.
climbed.
Fuck, I should have waited to fill up my car. Shit.
Questions remain.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Trump admin and Iran's leadership agreed on Sunday to terms to end their war, reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Development has delivered significant relief to global markets. But while the accord is an opportunity for U.S. President Donald Trump to end a conflict that has proven consistently unpopular with the American public, it also exposed him to criticism within his party, skepticism from allies, and questions over whether the deal will hold. I don't know if it's going to hold. I think it's going to be signed. Trump should play Half-Life. Dude, if Trump played Half-Life, he'd become the most woke human being on Earth. Iran hawks within the Republican Party were trashing the agreement, describing it as tactical catastrophe. Some were calling on the administration to release the formal text of the accord, which is still under wraps for the afternoon. Trump has surrendered to Iran. Eric Erickson wrote that on X. Are we serious? Does he not realize how damaging this war has been for the Iranian government? Or no, for the United States government? For American consumers, it might be too little too late. Yep, gas prices are expected to fall, but will remain above pre-war levels for some time. Strait, which is 20% of the world oil flow, is not scheduled to fully open until Friday. Even then, it will take weeks or even months for oil flows to return to normal levels. The supply further constrained as Gulf nations ramp up production to repair damaged infrastructure. Full pre-conflict traffic is realistically a 2027 story. I hate everything. I hate it all. One of the Trump's most off-staffed positions in respect to Iran is the U.S. last deal with the Islamic known as JCPOA was a disaster. Trump has frequently noted the derision. The administration Democratic President Barack Obama sent pallets of cash to Tehran, a move that was intended to settle a long-running financial dispute while facilitating the accord. Now that Trump is negotiating a nuclear deal, he risks opening himself to Democratic attack if a final deal is not clearly better than the JCPOA. It's not gonna be, because Iran's not giving up their nuclear stuff. There's no way Iran would give up their nuclear storage. Interim deal essentially pushed most of the difficult issues down the road. Notably, as of Monday, there are no clarity of what will happen to Iran's nuclear program. Both sides have different versions regarding what will be agreed on. Dude, what if he does JCPOA too? What if he just does the same Obama deal? Trump voters said he may resume attacks if a deal is not reached. A move that has most certainly upset voters. Why would you even say that, dude? It's like they have no, I mean, granted, it's Trump. There is no strategy behind Trump. And his constituents, not his constituents, but his lackeys, I'll say lackeys here, are quite literally doing the best that they can with the dumbass fucking president. Granted, a lot of them are significantly dumber than even half my chat. Like, half my chat could do corruption better than Trump's staff. And that's saying a lot, because I make fun of you guys all the fucking time. I don't know, man. I'm not looking too hot for girl Donald Trumpy. Not looking too hot, man. On top of that, he's also in the G7, or he's at the G7 Accords today. I wonder what...
President Donald Trump is in France for the start of the G7 summit, touting an agreement to end the... Ooh, you know what? I would launch a nuke to my friend's house as a gift. Type shit. I wonder if he pushed on this Iran deal so hard because of the G7. He wanted something to fucking brag about. That would make so much sense. That would make too much sense. With Iran.
The administration promises to release the full text of the deal later this week. The president says he's already signed the agreement electronically.
Yeah? I'm kind of shocked. I didn't think it was going to get signed today.
The official signing ceremony will be held in Geneva, Switzerland on Friday. Vice President
Geneva, Switzerland. Hey, Switzerland, can we release the names and information about all the people who are hoarding money in your country?
J.D. Vance will be there for that. The deal sets a 60-day clock for further negotiations.
Let's see, 60 days from today. What would that be? 60 days.
Welcome back, political panel.
What the fuck? I did not tell you to start playing. 60 days from today would be August 14th. Oh, man, if nothing gets reached by that point, holy fuck, the midterms will be a disaster.
Let me introduce them to you.
No, wrong video.
Specifically about Iran's nuclear future.
And the main thing is that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. They fully.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make a nuclear weapon for a while, Donnie. Good old Donnie. Donnie J.
And the main thing is that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. They fully agreed to that with strong
They fully agreed to that?
policing powers, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, which is what it was all about, because they probably would have used it if they had it.
There are still things.
Wait, so we're just saying they agreed to that? We're going with that? We're going with that, Trump? We're just saying they agreed to that? On August 14th, it would be at August 14th. True. I don't know, man. I can't believe Trump said that they agreed to that, because I very, very heavily doubt that. Holy shit. It is literally impossible to tell what's going on with this fucking peace deal half the time. Like, I was kind of shocked that they reached a deal. I was kind of expecting some more fighting going on. I wonder what Trump said. Because, like, that's a deal that Trump wants more than anybody. Israel and a lot of conservative Republicans who have a lot of money from Israel, so zoning out, fair enough. A lot of Republicans who get a lot of money from Israel are really not for a peace deal here. They would realistically, what Israel wants is the total annihilation of Iran, like the complete eradication of the country. No, it's and buts about it. They want to pretty much disassemble the entire country from the ground up and build Israel too. That's all they want. Granted, they also hate Muslims, so it's you got to remember, man. Israel is like the most Muslim-hating country on the world, and I'm including like America and China in that. Islamophobia is all over the globe, but Israel is like Israel too. Electric Boogaloo. True. Electric Boogaloo. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trump and the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump are going at it is just, it makes me happy to see, because you know you always love to see bad people having bad days.